Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to show you how to make these easy, beginner-friendly half square triangle crochet granny squares. Alright, so for this project you're just going to need two different colors of yarn. I'm actually going to be using this yarn. It's called Chunky Thread by Holt. It is a 2-weight yarn, which means it's pretty fine, like almost fingering. This suggests either an E or a G hook. Whatever yarn you have on the back, it should tell you suggestions for crochet hooks and knitting needles. In today's video, I am going to be making this small size, but I've also been working on a stack of larger ones. These are going to be used for an Afghan, and so these have 5 rounds. They finish at about 4.5 to 5 inches square each. These little ones I'm going to be using for a bag. Those have just 3 rounds and they finish at about 2.5 to 3 inches each. It kind of depends on your gauge. So in today's video I am going to show you how to make these smaller ones, but the larger ones are absolutely identical. The rows are all the same. You can just keep going and make these any size that you want. Alright, so for today's tutorial, again, you're going to need 2 different colors yarn. You're also going to need a yarn needle. I like these clover ones. They're gold and they have just a little bend to the needle tip, and I think it just makes it really nice and easy. You'll also just need a small pair of scissors, and then you'll also need a crochet hook. I'm going to be using my Clover or More hooks today. I'm going to be using size E. This is size G, which is the next size up that they recommend. And this one was knit with the E hook. This one was knit with the G hook, and you can see that this one's just a little bit tighter, this one's a little bit looser, so you can do whatever you want to change the look of your squares. I'm going to be using the E. It's a 3.5 millimeter hook. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our tutorial. So we have 2 colors of yarn here, and we are going to just start off with one color. I like to start off with the white. All right, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and just create a slip knot. And to do that, we're just going to make a loop with our yarn and then pull that working yarn through that loop and just pull it up. And that just creates a slip knot. Super easy. Okay, now we're going to chain 4. And to chain, you just yarn over. I like to hold on to my tail just to give me a little bit of tension on here. So you yarn over and then just pull through. That's 1 chain. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 4. And now we have this cute little chain of 4. Now we're going to join this chain into a circle. And in order to do that, we're just going to stick our hook back in the very first chain. So you have this little loop right here. And now to join it, I'm just going to yarn over and pull through both loops on my hook. And now I've got this tiny circle. We're going to be working right here into the center of this circle for all of these next stitches. It can be kind of hard to find, but just pay attention to what you're doing and just go right in the middle of all those chains. All right, now the next round, we just need to create a little bit of height to start our double crochets. And there's 2 ways to do that. You can either chain 3, so just yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3, or you can do what I'm going to show you today, which is called a chainless double crochet. I think it makes a really nice, clean finish for working on these little squares. So in order to do that, we're just going to pull up on this loop about 1/2 inch. So we have about 1/2 inch of a loop. And for this technique, you do have to hang on to this. So I like to use my first finger here to hang on to it. So we're going to put that loop over our hook one more time. If you let go, it's just going to come unlooped. Okay, so you do have to hang on to it. So again, I'm just going to hold my finger there, loop it over my hook. We're going to go into the center of our circle we created and yarn over and pull that through. Then we're going to yarn over. So you technically have 3 hooks there. Pull through 2 of those, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2. And now we have this double crochet right off the bat, which is going to give us a really nice edge. If this is hard or you're super new to crochet and that was too much for you, then just chain up 3 and keep going. You're not going to have that big of a difference. I just prefer to do it this way. Okay, now we need to do 2 more white double crochets. We're going to be creating a cluster of white. So we have 3 double crochets here. We're going to do a corner and 3 double crochets. So this is our first one. So we need to do 2 more. And a double crochet is just yarn over. Now that we've got that one in there, we can see that hole a little bit better. So we're going to go right into that hole. yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a double crochet. So now we've got 2. We've got our initial one and this second one. We need 1 more. So yarn over, go through our circle, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our first little cluster. Now we need to do our corner, and in our corners we're just going to do chain 2. That's what gives you this kind of hole right here that makes it look like a corner. If you forget the chain 2, you're going to have a circle. So we're just going to yarn over once and twice. That's our chain 2. Now we're going to do another set of 3 double crochets to finish off our white color. So yarn over, again, always working in the center, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. We need 2 more. So pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. So now we've got our beginning 1, 2, 3. So there's 3. Chain 2 for our corner and 3 more. So that's the white half. And now we're going to start working with our pink half. So each corner, like I said, is a chain 2. So for the color changing corner, we're going to chain 1 in the white, and then we're going to pull up the other one in pink. So it's like half of the corner, if that makes sense. So we're just going to yarn over and chain 1. Now for yarn management here, whatever color I'm getting ready to get rid of, I keep on my right side. I don't need that anymore. And now on my left side over here is the color I'm going to be working with. And I just try and keep this white one, I just hold it out of the way until I get going. You don't want to be crocheting over this tail. We want this to stay here so when we come back around, it will be ready for us to pick up. All right, so now we're going to leave about a 4 to 5 inch tail of our pink. I'm just going to loop that over my hook and just pull it through this loop. And now that's going to count as our pink chain. So we did 1 in white, we have 1 in pink. And now we can take this tail, and I like to lay my 2 tails over my loop. I'm actually going to crochet over them, so kind of weave them in as I'm going. So now that we've got our 1 chain in pink, we just need 3 double crochets in pink. So yarn over, and then go right into this center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. And these tails, as you can see, I'm just getting them in my yarn over when I'm doing the pink. If this is in your way, don't worry, just put them back here. You can weave them in later. I just like to kind of weave them as I go a little. You can also tighten up this white one once you get a few of these pink ones going. Just make sure you're not weaving over this one. Okay, so there's 1. We need 2 more. So yarn over. I'm going through my center and over those 2 tails. Pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. We need 1 more. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's our 3 pink double crochets, and now we're at our pink corner. So we just need to chain 2 for our corner. 1, 2, and now we need 3 more pink double crochets to finish off our pink side. So yarn over, go through, pull through 2, pull through 2, that's 1, 2, 1 more, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and that's 3. And let's just take a quick look at this. All right, so we've got our 3 double crochets in white, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1 in the white, 1 in the pink, and then 3 double crochets in pink, chain 2 for our corner, 3 double crochets in pink, and now we need to join the pink to the white. And I actually like to just do 1 chain here. You can do 2 for your corner just to keep things even in your mind. I actually just chain 1 for this corner. I think it looks a little cleaner. But you could chain 2, that's fine also. And then now we just need to go in the top of our initial stitch, and if you have a chain 3 right here, you're just going to find that top chain and go in. Since I have a full stitch right here, it's really easy for me to find those 2 stitches and just go right through there. So that's why I like doing this chainless double crochet right there. So we're just going to yarn over and pull through all of those loops to join. Okay, and now we have our first round, and it should be semi-square-ish. If it's a super circle kind of looking shape, then make sure that you didn't forget to chain 2 in your corners. And now we're ready to move on. So for this one, we're actually going to do our standing double crochet and come back around this way and pick up our white that's still hanging out down here waiting, and come back around. And you'll see this is really easy, and all the rounds are going to be exactly the same moving forward. So we're going to take our little piece here, and you can turn it around. I don't like to turn it to the left. I actually prefer to turn it to the right because I think it leaves my yarn going the way that I want it. And then we're going to pull up a half a loop because we're going to do our standing double crochet again. So we're going to pull that yarn over our hoop. Now we're in a corner, so we're going to go right into this big corner space right here and pull up a thread, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops. Whoops, don't drop your loop. Pull through those first 2 loops, and then you can pull through those last 2 loops. And actually, I'm holding my hook like this. It's actually easier when you're doing that to hold it with your hand on top. So we'll do that next time. So now we have our first double crochet for our corner. Again, in each corner, we're going to have 2 double crochets with a chain 2 in between. So we just need 1 more. So here's a second double crochet. So that's half of our pink corner. When we come back around, we'll finish off the other half of this corner with white. And now for the rest of this round, it's super easy. We're just going to do 1 double crochet in each one of these stitches. So if I have 3 stitches here from our first round, we should have 3 double crochets on top of them. And let's do a close-up of that so you can see. Here's our post. The 2 little threads on top of it are that first stitch. So we're just going to go in there, yarn over, and then we're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. So that's my first peg. Here's my second stitch, so I'm just going to go into right here, into the tops of those. So yarn over, go through those 2, pull through, and pull through. That's my second one. And then here's my third post, and here's that stitch right on top of that. So yarn over, and I do go through both of those legs on that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so now we've got our 2 posts, 2 double crochets for our corner, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 1 on each of the 3 in our previous row. And now we're at a corner, and each corner is going to have 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. That's what's going to make this little circle right here. So 2 double crochets. So yarn over, we're going into this big corner loop now. Pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, that's 1. We need 1 more. All right, there's our 2 double crochets in the corner. Now we need to chain 2 to make that little corner space. And now we need 2 more double crochets in this corner to complete off that corner. So yarn over, pull up, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 1, we need 1 more. Pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, that's 2. And you can see our corner here. So our corner is made up of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And let's just look at it here. So our corner, here's our 2 pink double crochets. Here's our 3, 1, 2, 3 on top of each of these 3. Then we have for our corner, we've got 2, a chain 2, and 2. And that's going to create this corner space for our next round right there. So that's the anatomy of these rounds going forward. You're going to do the same thing in each corner, and then on each side row, you're just going to do 1 double crochet in each post that is on the side. So on each row going forward, you're actually going to have 4 more stitches than you had on the previous round, 1 for each round in the stitch, and then 2 for each corner. So since we had 3 here, we're going to have 7 across here, and you'll see that as we do our last round as well. So we're going to go ahead and just keep going. We just need a double crochet now in each of these 3 stitches across our first round. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And I usually pull it before I do my corner and just make sure that I've got 1 for each post. So here's 2 for my corners, 1, 2, and then here's 1, 2, 3 for each of the 3 stitches down here. And now we're at our corner hole and we can do our corner. So this is a color changing because we have our white sitting here waiting for us. So we're going to do 2 in the pink, 2 double crochets in the pink. So there's 1, and we're working them in this big corner spot, 2. Again, we're going to chain 1 in our pink. I'm going to take my pink, put it over here to my side because I don't need that, and I'm going to grab my white and bring it over here. And again, I'm just going to hold this pink with my right hand so I don't accidentally stitch over it. And now we're going to finish off this corner in the white. So to finish that off, we've got one chain in pink, so we need one chain in white. So we're just going to yarn over and pull that through. That's going to count as our white chain. And now we need 2 white double crochets to finish our corner. So yarn over, just go right into that corner. And where we changed colors, you're going to have this little thread coming up. See the white one where we just chained? That one, just make sure you keep the colors together. So I'm not going to go in between and move this pink over with the white. I want to go and make sure the pink stays to the pink and the white stays to the white. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, make sure we're putting our hook in to separate those colors, pull up a loop, and then pull through 2 to finish our double crochet. So that's our first one. And now we need a second one because we did 2 in the pink, we need 2 in the white to finish our corner. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that's our finished color changing corner. And now, again, just like with the pink, we're just going to do 1 stitch for each of the white stitches below. So we have 3 bars below, so we should have 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and here's our last one, 3. All right, and now we're ready for our white corner. So again, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in each corner. So here's 1, 2, and now we need 2 chains for our corner. So there's our chain 2 for our corner. We need now 2 double crochets in the white to finish that off. So 1 and 1 more, and that's our corner. Now, just like the previous round, we're going to do 3 double crochets across here because we have 3 bars. So 1 double crochet in each stitch across. So here's our first, our second, and we have 1 more, and that last stitch is always going to have the contrast color, the pink, coming out of it. So don't forget this one. So that's 3. All right, and now we're back to our corner. We've got the 2 pink double crochets where we started. We need to finish off that corner with 2 white double crochets, and we're going into this big corner space. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, and now you can count just to make sure we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're good to go. Now we just need to join. And if you want to stop your square at this size, this is where you're going to stop it. You're going to stop at a join point, not a point where you're changing color. So we're going to chain our 2 for our corner. Now we're just going to join with a slip stitch. So just go into that top of that stitch and just pull through to join. Now if you want to stop here, you're going to yarn over, pull through, clip your yarn, and just pull it all the way through, and you can just tie that off. I'm actually going to continue on for 1 more round. Again, I turn my work to my right. We're going to do our fancy little standing double crochet or chainless double crochet. So hold with your finger, yarn over your hook, hang on to that nice and tight, and actually I might even make it a little bit taller. Go into this center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so that's 1 double crochet. We need another one for this corner because 2 in each corner. Okay, so there's our 2 white for this corner. We'll finish it off with 2 pink when we come back around. Now we're just going to single crochet in each stitch along here. So we've got 2 for this corner, we're going to have 2 for this corner, and on the sides we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So make sure you get all 7 of them in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 1 more. Don't forget this little last one here, because if you forget this one and you don't have the same amount on this side, your triangle will start getting smaller and smaller, and you won't have a square anymore. You'll have a triangle. So make sure you get all 7 across there. Okay, all 7. And I will often, before I do my corner, make sure that I have them all. So I've got 2 for my corner, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. And now I'm ready to do my 2 more for my next corner. So this second round, we're going to have 11 bars going across. Okay, so we've done 2 for our corner. Now we need a chain 2 again. It's totally the same as last round, and then 2 more in this corner to complete our corner. So 1 and 2. And let's just take a look at the anatomy of this really quick. So each round you're going to have 2 double crochets in your corner. This was our initial one and the second one. Then you're going to have 1 stitch for each stitch on your side. Okay, just make sure. And then you're going to have 2 for your corner, chain 2, that's what's making this cute little space right here for your next round if you keep going, and 2 more double crochets. So your corners are all the same. They're 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and your sides are all the same with 1 double crochet in each stitch in the prior round. And you can just keep going with this for however many you want. You can make tiny ones, you can make big ones, it doesn't matter. You're just going to keep doing that same thing for each round. So again, we're going to do 1 stitch in each chain across. I have 7 in this row, so I need 7 going across. And don't forget this last stitch, it's always the one that has your contrast color coming out of it. And since our yarn is here, we know that we have to change colors now. Now because we did the first 2 stitches of this corner in pink, we need to finish that off, so we need to do 2 in white. Before I do the corner, I'll usually go back and just double check. I've got 2 for this corner, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 for each in the row before, so we're good. So now I need chain 2 double crochets of white in this corner to finish it off. So there's 1 and 2. And now we're going to switch colors. So again, we're going to chain 1 in the white. We're going to take our white yarn and move it over to our right. We're going to pick up our pink yarn and move it over to our left. So that's our working yarn now. We're just going to hold this white one out of the way. And now we're going to finish our second chain for our corner in the pink. So yarn over and just pull up that pink. That's our pink chain. And now we need to finish off this corner with 2 pink double crochets. That's just going to be the other half of that corner. Let me pull that white so it's out of the way. So there's 1 and 2. We can tighten this white up and just set that off to the side, and now we're just working with our pink. Again, we're going to do a double crochet in each stitch along our side edge. So there should be 7. And each side moving forward is going to be exactly the same. So you can just keep making these however big you want. You can make an Afghan size if you want. You can make these little tiny ones for a bag like I'm making. You just do the same exact thing for every round. So let's finish these out. And like I said, just make sure, I usually count at the end of the round to make sure that I have the correct amount of double crochets, because you just want to make sure before you move on. So you have to pull out. So here's my 2 for my corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means I'm ready for this corner. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, chain 2 for our corner space, and then 2 double crochets. Super easy. And like I said, you're just doing the same thing every round from here on out. That first round is the only round that's a little bit different because you're just kind of setting everything up. So there's our corner, and then we just need 7 across here to finish it off. And 1 more, it's that one that has the contrast color in it. Don't forget that one. Now we're back at our corner, so we just need to do 2 double crochets and a chain 2. And I apologize, I forgot to do the 2 double crochets, so don't forget to do those. And we're going to join in the top of our first stitch here with a slip stitch. So again, just find those 2 stitches and join with a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through those and pull through that one, and you're good. Now, like I said before, this is the joining side is the side you're going to want to finish your block on. So you can do as many rounds as you want. You just can't finish on a side where you're changing colors. You finish on a side where you're joining colors. And so to finish this off, I'm just going to yarn over and pull through. I'm leaving myself a little bit of a tail. Clip your yarn and just pull that through like that. All right, and now we can just tighten everything up. We need to trim off our white yarn because that was waiting for us in case we came back for another round. And there we have it, our little two-tone, I'm gonna call these half square triangles because I'm a quilter, but two-tone granny squares. And then we just need to weave in our ends. You do wanna get them nice and woven in so that they don't come apart on you. I just weave in the same color under its same color. So the pink's gonna go under the pink, the white's gonna go under the white. And since I have it coming out this way, I'm going to skip over this first stitch. If I didn't, it would just pull out. So I'm going to skip that first stitch and go back through all of these stitches, but I skipped over that first one. So I'm just gonna pull that through, kind of tighten it. Again, I came out right here, so I'm gonna skip over this one and go back the opposite direction. And I usually do that once or twice till I feel like it's secure. And then you can clip. Now we're going to do the same thing with the white, only this one I'm going to weave in under the white side. So again, I'm going to go through all of these stitches, just like that, pull it through, and I kind of tighten this one as well. Now I came out right here, so I'm going to skip over that one so I don't just pull it back through. Pull it through, and I might do it once more. I tend to over weave in my ends. Twice is probably fine, but okay. And now we can clip that one, and then same thing here. I'm going to weave the white in with the white and the pink in with the pink. And so I'm just going to go through, go down. I'm going to try and get down here to these because this gives me more options to bury my thread. I'm just going to go through those like that. Skip this one so that it tightens. Go back through, and I might even skip over and just do one more. And one more, we just have our pink one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Okay, and that is it for these little two-tone granny square half square triangles. Now you're going to be doing the same exact method whether you do 3 rounds like we did here or whether you want to do 5 rounds like I did in these larger ones. You could keep going and make these as large as you want. I have a whole stack of these that I am doing because I'm going to try and be making an Afghan with them, and I'm going to do the same design that I'm going to show you with these little ones. The little ones I'm actually going to be making into a bag, and so I wanted to show you in case you want to join me for the next video. Hi, Erica from the future. I am jumping in because I finished the tote bag that we're going to be making with these little half square triangles. So I just wanted to share that with you so you can have an idea of what we're going to be working on. So here's what the finished tote is going to look like. It's absolutely adorable. And so if you want to join me for this project, you're going to want to make 24 of these half square triangle units, and you're going to need 20 of the single color squares, and I will be showing you how to make the single color squares in the next video. So I'm going to show you how to make both squares, and then I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how to make this adorable tote bag. All right, back to today's video. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. I have a bunch of little half square triangle granny squares going on here. I'm going to make a bunch more, and then I will meet you back here in the next video and show you how to put them all together. I will also have a video coming soon to show you how to make a single color granny square that matches these. It looks just like this and it's super easy, so stay tuned for that coming soon because we are going to need a few of those single colors to go with our little half square triangle granny squares. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. That way I know to keep making fun videos for you, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next video. How about a crochet hook? Should we have one of those? I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've got 2, 3, and 1. With a slip stitch, so just yarn over and pull through. Struggles. One more time. And then we're just going to go into this top stitch. Oops. Just like that, we're going to join with a slip stitch. So yarn over and just pull through Can't talk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.